SHAUNN CASSELLE. I'm here in Petersburg, Virginia at the family-owned and operated Walton Gallery with co-owner and artist RONALD WALTON.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Mr. Walton, you opened this beautiful gallery in 2012.
Yes, we did.
Okay, well today we're here to talk about RONALD WALTON, the renowned artist. So Mr. Walton, how did you get started in the art world?
Well, I've been in the art world before I was a teenager, but really being in the art world was around, I guess, 1970 and in the 80s. And part of that was socializing with different artists and being introduced to collectors like Dr. and Mrs. Evans and Margaret Ford and other collectors that really got me started in terms of getting out there. Some of the artists that really kind of helped me was one of them was Bearden, that's one, and Jacob A. Clark, and Mel Edwards, Vincent Smith, and I can go on and on. They were the ones that kind of mold me and made me see the future in art, you know. And my first showing was at the Dorsey's Gallery. That was in the 70s, early 70s, I think 73.
Was that in New York?
That was in New York, yes. And then Spiral Gallery, and one of my mentors during that time was W.W. Laws, who started the NAACP in Savannah, Georgia, and he was one of my mentors, one of my really mentors that really kind of helped me and helped me see my direction, you know. And it was him that really kind of broadened my perspective in terms of the arts.
Well, actually, I did want to know some of the work. You've been rather prolific as an artist, and I noticed that when I was researching you on the internet, you do have a great internet presence. You've been exhibiting since the 70s. Don't you know how many artists wish they could say that? What's the secret?
The secret is having a lot of people around you that can give you that inspiration and the drive. And it also helps to just do a lot of research, a lot of reading, and trying to find your way. To be an artist, I think you have to set your own style. And Real Cubistic was just one of the styles that I happened to create during that time. And it's actually isometrical forms to formulate a human figure. And I just took a little bit of things from different artists because artists really, they're very inspirational. And you have to be in touch with them. So taking a little bit from everybody, from, I say, Picasso and his Cubism to Bearden, I think that one artist or artists can learn a lot and try to develop your style out of that, you know, that era.
Right, and I've noticed through your work over time, you like to work in mixed media. So, and you started originally with collages, is that correct?
I did.
And then you kind of went into abstract, surrealism, and we're now getting into your Sienna series. So, a lot of artists may not be as comfortable with mixed media. Why do you think that you are?
Well, I think experience and looking at different artists' works, you have to learn from what you do, and you have to also be very intuitiveness in terms of how you see the world and how you see what's happening around you to make it work, you know. And I just think that as an artist, being creative is one of those things that is inspirational, you know, as far as music, as far as looking at buildings, as far as fashion, you know, it's all art.
Right. Well, I noticed that with the cardboard, like most things, it's been done before in a certain way. Are there other artists who have used cardboard that you're aware of before?
Well, Picasso used cardboard, and Robert Rosenberg, he used cardboard. I'm just taking it in another direction. Doing research, I haven't seen anybody do cardboard on canvas like I'm doing. All right. Now, I always say that there's nothing hasn't been done under the sun, as far as I'm concerned. Everything has been done. It's just a question of what your research is all about. And I find that nobody's really done this type of work. So I'm going to be the lead on it. I hope I'm going to be the lead on it. And what makes it so unique is that how you can, and I don't think anybody's kind of studied this here, the flute that's in between the surface of the cardboard. I don't think anybody has really kind of researched on that, you know. So this makes a big difference too, in terms of how you look at it. It adds another dimension to it, you know, besides the safety vest, the yoga, and the applesauce jars, you know. And plus adding a little paint to it, or if you want to do it paint and you want to do it without the paint, it also adds another dimension. So I'm looking for dimensions, I'm looking for texture, I'm looking for how it stands up in terms of how I put it together. So all these factors make this cardboard painting.
That's fascinating. Are you going to be traveling with this Sienna series?
I hope we're traveling with it. We hope to let everybody see, or most people see what we're doing, or what I'm doing. And it should be interesting. I think we can go far with it. I'm hoping.
Well, I know I found them to be extraordinary. I really love them. And so what is the response that you've seen in general so far to your work?
Well, the response has been good. I haven't, listen, I look at it this way. Even if it's a negative response, it's good. Because sometimes you have to have that to push on, you know. And it's important that people get a chance to analyze it for what it is. And believe me, it's just cardboard, and everybody can do it. You know, cardboard is laying around. It's been there, and that's what's got me started. The fact that all this cardboard has been laying around when we put the building together. So I decided that we were going to put this here. We're going to make some art out of this cardboard.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but with all due respect, everybody can't do this. See what you see in that. I mean, we all have cardboard, but it'll just remain cardboard. You turn the cardboard into masterpieces.
Well, I hope so, but it's still a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of it's a lot of research. It's fascinating. I also work on paper. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to add regular paper with the cardboard and see what I can come of it, you know. And it's going to be in my later ones that I have now coming, that I'm working on right now. So it's going to be fascinating to see the different dimensions, how different papers play against each other, different materials in terms of whether it's cloth or whether it's plastic, you know, to add into the cardboard. It's a different kind of feel, you know. Working on canvas years back, that was interesting too, because I worked it terms of my real cubistic style, in terms of putting figures in it with a nail and using a palette knife. So this is another dimension to all the materials that I have used in the past to the present, and this is what it is. It's cardboard.
Well, this has been a fascinating gallery talk. I really enjoyed it with you today, Mr. Walton. So thank you, and I can't wait to see where it's going to go next.
Well, thank you for coming, and I hope that we can move it on.
Fabulous.
And give it a voice.
This has been SHAUNN bringing you Gallery Talk from Walton Gallery in Petersburg, Virginia.